Let's go over poll 84. They just put this in the game today. I've kind of glanced through this a little bit. I've looked at some of the clue things, but I haven't looked at anything else past that. Let's see. How do we get here? Picture this. It's March 2024. The birds are singing, the goblins are goblining, and we decided to change the clue scroll so they despawn after an hour instead of 3 minutes. Beautiful change. Beautiful change. Why? Well, a small but dedicated group of players had figured out a crazy method of juggling clue scrolls. It was niche, it was weird, but instead of breaking that little loophole, we thought, why not just make this official? Surely this won't spiral out of control. Spoiler alert, it did. The entire clue hunting community took one look at this and started juggling clues like it was their full-time job. What was meant to be a small quality of life fix suddenly became the new sweaty meta, and before we knew it, our inboxes were full of complaints from players who hated juggling clues, but now felt like they had to do it to stay competitive. In my opinion, if you don't want to juggle clues, don't. What do you mean? If you don't want to juggle clues, fucking do them or keep them in your bank. I don't understand like why people are complaining about this, but whatever. To stay competitive. It's crazy. Introducing the scroll box. Instead of juggling clue scrolls like a circus performer with scroll boxes, you'll be able to stack your clue scrolls in a limited, controlled way. Here's how it works. If you've completed the quest X marks the spot, you'll start receiving scroll boxes instead of regular clue scrolls. If you haven't completed X marks the spot, you'll still receive standard clue scrolls. So can we get a rollback to before I completed X marks the spot, please? That'd be pretty cool. You can hold up to a maximum of 5 scroll boxes or 4 in one clue scroll. Geodes, bottles, and bird nests, they'll now give scroll boxes instead of loose clue scrolls. It's worth noting that this proposed system is actually weaker than the current juggling method, but is significantly less annoying. You won't be able to stack dozens of clues for long grinding sessions, but you'll have a legitimate way to hold on to multiple clues without resorting to tedious inventory tricks. Sounds great, right? Well, hold on, because you won't be able to just stack clues for free. Watson says you gotta earn them. Unlocking your stacking power. We know you're eager to hoard clues like a dragon sitting on a pile of treasure, but stacking clue scrolls is something you'll have to earn. Why? Because clue scrolls are special. That magical moment when you see your first clue drop, the rush of excitement, the dreams of untold riches, the immediate panic when it's a coordinate step, shouldn't be lost in a pile of stacked scrolls. Yes, exactly why stacked scrolls are bad, to be honest. But we still want newer gamers to feel that rush of it's treasure hunting time. However, once you've proven yourself as a seasoned clue chaser, you'll unlock the power to stack clues like a true treasure hunting pro. How to unlock your stacks. To increase your stack limit, you'll need to complete the following changes. Defeat the mimic. This will increase your clue stack cap across all tiers by 1. Complete a set of clues per tier. This will unlock additional stacking for that specific tier. See below. So this to me is just a fucking complicated ass system. I mean, it's not that complicated. You look at the chart, you do the amount of clues, but it's just another fucking system added to the game that's completely unnecessary, in my opinion. Crazy. We're like, who has? I fell asleep and woke back up. You're still reading this boring ass post? Yeah. We'll be here for a minute, man. This is pretty long. That was the final straw. Oh, God. He's going to kerm, boys. Anyways. Anyways. Think of it as leveling up your clue hunting skills. The more you engage, the better your stacking ability gets. We've slightly adjusted the numbers for rarer clues like Masters and Elites, since we know these can be quite the grind, but we're always open to feedback. So as a person who would have every limit here, like I'm pretty sure I've done everything here except for the beginner clues. I have not done very many beginner clues at all. I just think this is fucking dog shit. I don't know. That's crazy. That's crazy. Why have this in the game? there's so many like systems and complicated things in the game that they're just adding shit to add shit at this point. I don't know, man. Like why can't you just see a clue scroll on the ground, do the clue scroll on the ground? I don't know. I mean, currently the only there's not a shit ton of people that are just stacking up a crazy amount of clues. With the current setup, it allows you to game for the day and then do your clues at the end of the day or do them tomorrow or something like that. You don't have to leave leave a Slayer task or a boss every single time you get a clue scroll, or potentially miss out on clue scrolls because you didn't leave. You can just re-drop them, finish your activity, and then go do your stack of clues. There are dozens of clue stackers out there that whenever you look at their screen, all you see is a bunch of timers for all their clue scrolls. Let them have it, man. If they want to spend 30 minutes of every hour re-juggling clues, that's up to them, man. They chose that. Like that, nobody's like stopping them from doing their clues as they get them. Crazy, man. There's a guy out there with 150 masters on the ground right now. Yeah, that he better fucking get to it before they put this into the game. I mean, I don't know how the poll's gonna go. I feel like this is a very like you know, a very heated argument within within Gillinor. You know what I mean? A lot of people want stackable clues. A lot of people don't. So I don't know what the poll would be like, but you better fucking get to those just in case. Base level, no cap increases. You can hold up to 2 clues total, whether that's 2 scroll boxes or a scroll in 1 box. First cap increases your total clue capacity to 3 for that tier. Whoa. Holy, that's crazy. And then the second cap increase, get this, increases your total clue capacity to 4 for that tier. What the fuck? Holy shit. That's crazy. Addressing concerns. One key change we want to be upfront about is the reduction of the clue scroll despawn timer back to 3 minutes. This will happen regardless of whether stackable clues pass the poll or not. We recognize that this will be a controversial change, but after reviewing player behavior and feedback, we believe that the 1 hour despawn timer led to unintended and frustrating play patterns that weren't healthy for the game. Our goal is to ensure clue scrolls remain an engaging and rewarding activity rather than something that encourages excessive juggling or forces player into tedious inventory management. I said this on Twitter and or X, what the fuck ever, and in Discord, but the unintended and frustrating play patterns can be that can describe a lot of different things in the game, including snowflake accounts. The game was not intended for you to be locked to a chunk until you finish the entire chunk or locked to a specific area of the map. So, I mean, what's to stop Jagex from going after players that play like that? You know what I mean? I mean, I don't know, man. That's crazy. Just because it's unintended and frustrating to some people, to very few people. I mean, come on, let's be honest here. Who the fuck is frustrated over the fact that clue scrolls stay on the ground for an hour? Like, I don't know, man. That's crazy. Very few people. I feel they're more fun and engaging when you have the choice to juggle them, come back to it within an hour. Yeah, really, man. Yeah. That's also why stackable clues are being proposed, to offer a practical alternative. If this update passes, you'll be able to store up to 5 clues per tier in your inventory. So I was actually thinking prior to reading this that you would be able to stack up to 5, and then these caps would let you go to 6, then 7, then 8 for the mimic. So a total, like the cap is 5. I feel like that is not a lot at all. But I mean, I would still rather them not even come out with stackable clues at all. But 5 is not a lot. That's for sure. Especially when the base is just 2 scrolls, or yeah, two scroll boxes per tier. That's kind of crazy. Whether you're finishing a Slayer task without needing to leave multiple times or completing a raid without abandoning your group for an elite clue, the 5 clue limit helps strike a balance between convenience and challenge. So at the moment, you also don't have to leave the Slayer task, and you also don't have to abandon your raid group for an elite clue. Okay. Glad we're getting somewhere here. Skip tokens. One of the biggest frustrations with clue scrolls is reaching a late step only to be hit with a task you can't complete, or just really don't want to. Some players resort to juggling clues to avoid these situations, which isn't exactly an engaging gameplay experience. I mean, it kind of is, but to address this, we're introducing skip tokens, a new item designed to give players more control over their clue solving experience without removing the challenge entirely. So clue scrolls, one of the things about clue scrolls is if you get to a step that you don't want to do, you just fucking drop it. If you get to a step that you can't do, you go get the fucking requirements and then do it. These skip tokens aren't just re-rolling a step. They are skipping a step. You can't use it on the last step of the scroll. This cannot be used on the final step of a scroll to preserve the integrity of the reward structure. To preserve the integrity. So you can skip any other step of the clue, but you can't skip the final step. Ah, I see. I see that really preserves the integrity of the reward structure. Gotcha. Thank you. Very nice. A warning message will appear if skipping would complete the clue, helping to prevent you from accidentally wasting a skip token. Insane. I don't know. That's just crazy to me, bro. The skip token, the fact that it's not even like a reroll step token, it's a skip token, that's crazy. I don't even like the idea of a reroll token. If you don't have the requirements, go fucking get them. But to skip this step entirely is just crazy to me. That's insane. Next, what this means for you. This update isn't about making clue scrolls easier. It's about addressing past mistakes and refining the experience for a very minor section of the player base, by the way. The longer despawn timer led to unintended frustrations, and we're rolling that back while also introducing stackable clues in a way that keeps the gameplay loop engaging and rewarding. With stackable scroll boxes replacing raw clue scrolls, you'll have much more control over your clue inventory without relying on workarounds. Imagine you're deep into a Bandos or Next trip and that clue scroll drops on KC number 1. Instead of interrupting your run, it'll now stack neatly, ready for when you decide to take it on. Skip tokens provide an additional layer of flexibility, acting as a tradable resource that gives players more agency in clue solving. These aren't a free pass, but they do add an extra reward space. Something valuable for both clue hunters and those looking to trade. Wait, to trade? Hold on. If you hit a step that doesn't fit your current plans, you'll have the option to skip it, keeping the momentum going while preserving the challenge. But you're skipping the challenge. You're not preserving the challenge if you're skipping it. Dude, this is crazy, man. This is fucking crazy, dude. I don't understand how they can just write this shit. That's crazy, man. At its core, this update is about removing unnecessary frustration while keeping clue scrolls just as rewarding and as exciting as ever. The challenge remains, minus the steps you skip, but you'll have more control over how and when you'll take it on. Except for when you hit your cap of 2 clue scrolls and you have to do your clue scrolls, or you're going to miss out. I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. What challenge? I've done every master step like 20 times. I know it's not really that challenging in the first place. The only time it's really a challenge is when you don't have the only time it's really a challenge is when you don't have the requirements to do the step and you have to go out of your way to get those requirements to do the step. That's the only time it's a challenge. And with these skip tokens, you can skip that challenge while preserving the challenge. I don't get it, man. I think this is out of touch as fuck, but I could be wrong. I guess let me know, in the comments below. I'm gonna put this on YouTube, so let me know in the comments below if this is out of touch. I feel like it's crazy out of touch, but yeah, we'll see it on poll day, I guess. Crazy.